Welcome back, Hodlers. And for the, I don't know, 30th, 40th, 100th, 1000th time, China's banned crypto. It's no big deal. It's all going to go back up anyway. We just hold long term here. If you do like the content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. So obviously, China has banned crypto yet again. And of course, this Chinese ban is good for crypto in the long term. It always is. We always see how prohibition works and everything else. And again, China's banned crypto tons of times. Now they've banned exchanges, they've banned mining, and they're banning actual transactions. When is it going to come to the point where China starts banning holding, right? When are they going to start seizing people's cryptocurrency? You might think that that is a so far out there concept, it could never happen. Haws, there's no way the government would take somebody's cryptocurrency. If they can, they absolutely will. And if it happens in China, it could happen in other places, of course. It's happened with gold. Governments have seized people's assets in gold, so it's not something that is outside of the realm of possibility. We could absolutely see that. Now, this article brings up a couple of kind of interesting ideas. I agree mostly with them. Now, the big thing here, we're looking at an issue with the CCP. They definitely want control, and they don't like... It's not anonymity among, well, it is anonymity among Bitcoin if you can keep your address anonymous, but it's the lack of knowing everything about their citizens, which is what the digital yuan is. If you don't know much about the CCP, it's basically just George Orwell's Orwellian novel 1984. More or less, they know everything about their citizens, down to everything. They even have a social credit. So it's becoming increasingly concerning that Bitcoin is a thing and that their citizens might be transacting outside of the oversight of the CCP. And of course, those tendrils kind of ripple through the world in general because China owns a lot of the rest of the world. They have a lot of foreign investors and they pay off a lot of foreign governments. Me being in Canada, I see that firsthand with some of our politicians. We know that a lot of politicians and celebrities are heavily in bed with China.
Information, 我有一个错误，我必须说现在就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。我很抱歉对我的错误，对不起，我很抱歉，你必须了解，我。
But there's an interesting aspect of banning cryptocurrency and banning Bitcoin. Now, they have this cool little graph here. It says the banning Bitcoin dilemma. Country B bans Bitcoin. Say country A cooperates with that, and they also ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin still wins because the ban fails eventually because you can't contain this. The genie is out of the bottle. You're not putting it back in with blockchain technology. There is no way. Satoshi Nakamoto knew that when he released Bitcoin. There is no feasible way to kill the blockchain and to kill Bitcoin, short of something like a solar flare, right? So it's most likely not going to happen. So Bitcoin will accelerate because the adoption accelerates. More people are going to use it because maybe their fiat currencies aren't good enough. Now, again, if a country bans Bitcoin and a country accepts Bitcoin, so it defects from that idea, Bitcoin wins. Capital flows from country B to country A. So capital is going to move from the country that is banning Bitcoin and go to the country that is accepting Bitcoin. It's funny how that works. Money is going to flow where it is easiest to go. It's the same thing with water. Think of how water comes down a mountain. The easiest path is the path that the water is going to take. Money works very similar ways. So, of course, that the investment is going to go to the countries that are fostering this new technology that is going to change the world. Now, if country B accepts Bitcoin and country A bans Bitcoin, the same thing, but opposite in reverse. And if country A and country B accept the Bitcoin, everyone wins. Obviously, it's not going to work out like that. And if China does accept the blockchain technology, it is most certainly not going to be decentralized, which essentially means that China is always going to maintain control of their primary blockchain and maybe their digital currency. So maybe the digital yuan, yes, might have value, but in no way will it have the same gravity on the financial market that Bitcoin most likely will have in the next 10 to 20 years. So again, why China's taking this whole thing, this whole route, is to track their people. Again, they want to take away anonymity and individual empowerment within their people, kind of bringing in a unified CCP. We know that because of things like their Great Firewall of China. There are plenty of articles and documentaries of it, whereas initially when they tried to scrub out the internet, it was a big failure, until finally they actually were able to literally scrub out the internet and just alter everything in the world. Now, some things have come up from that are incredible technology. In terms of WeChat, for example, they can literally send payments and everything through their phone. If you are curious about a project that is probably going to be doing something very similar to what WeChat is in China, check out the XX network. I promise you won't be disappointed by this project. So, okay, China's banning crypto, nothing new. Senator Pat Toomey sees a big opportunity for the US in China's crypto ban. Now, why is this? And again, that goes back to what we just said, that graph, that chart that we talked about, money goes where it's easiest to flow. If we adopt cryptocurrency in some fashion and we foster the blockchain innovation and the blockchain revolution here in the United States and in Canada, hopefully, because, you know, my country, Canada, we could very dramatically increase the position of North America over the position of China in the financial world. This could once again give North America another leg up against China. So he tweets out, China's authoritarian crackdown on crypto, including Bitcoin, is a big opportunity for the US, and it's also a reminder of the huge structural advantage over China. Now, the CEO of Circle USDC did tweet out a 5-long tweet string pushing for Western policymakers to take note of what's going on in China and take a different approach, a more free market approach to combat this, because I think it would be very beneficial for the United States to do so. Overall, we'll see what happens. Right now, everything's up in the air and everything's really new with regulations and cryptocurrency. Now, the world's largest Ethereum mining pool says they'll no longer serve Chinese miners. Again, going back into this Chinese crypto crackdown, really trying to hit crypto hard, at least in their country, because they want to maintain control over their people and they don't want them to have individual autonomy over their finances that are completely unregulated by the CCP. Now, I don't know what impact this is going to have on Ethereum, on the hash rate, or whatever. I'm not technical enough to know. I mean, I do mine casually, like I have Phoenix Miner that just mines passively on my computer, but I have no idea what having China completely off crypto is going to do. But I do also know that a lot of Chinese miners, at least the Bitcoin miners, have left China and reset up operations in Russia, reset up operations in Canada and other countries. They've definitely moved outside of China, the ones that are really serious and concerned about the government crackdowns. So at that point, they've already kind of booted back up. And we know that there are a lot of other entities right now entering the mining space, one being Celsius Networks. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 42,848, 850, give or take. We are at a pretty red day here. Let's take a look at our daily chart before we say that, but we are on a red day. We did have this significant drop. Now, we are still very volatile in terms of the markets and everything else. We'll just take a quick little itsy-bitsy peek on the Dow. We do see that the Dow Jones has recovered after the Evergrande hit. So we do see some life in equities. Now, with cryptocurrency, this primarily is the China ban, the whole big Chinese FUD. And again, this is a buying opportunity for some big entities. I did see that the El Salvadorian president said most likely he's going to be buying again. And there are a lot of other people probably going to take advantage of a dip like this. That being said, what's going to happen over the next little while? Well, I don't think this Chinese ban is going to hurt us in any way in the long term. I do think that we are absolutely going to keep going up. Now, with this, our golden cross is still intact, even though we've been down here. Now, again, if we stay down here for a prolonged amount of time, which we most certainly could stay below our 200-day for a little bit, if we do stay down here for a prolonged period of time, we will get another death cross and then maybe continue back bullish in a little bit. And for now, this 200-day is going to act as a line of resistance for us, but I don't think it's going to be that big that we won't be able to break out of it in a bullish time. So who knows what's going to happen? For what reason? I speculate that right now the market drop that we're experiencing is more in tune to the Chinese FUD of things rather than anything else, because every other market looks a little bit green on the green side. So I don't know. I think that this is more or less the Chinese FUD hitting the market, and I think over the weekend and over the next week, we should kind of trend up and make it back up to our 200-day, maybe test it and maybe get over it. Again, we still see Cardano holding a good amount of support. We talk about that a lot, about Cardano specifically, how well it weathers a lot of these Bitcoin capitulations. It is down 1.38% right now. We did drop significantly, but we've gotten back up. My speculation here is that most likely within the weekend, everything is going to be in the green. It seems like everything dropped really hard today, but everything's kind of making its way and bubbling back up, because I think most people recognize that this is just Chinese FUD. There is some good buying opportunities in the market, though. Now, I'm not particularly buying any of these, but they are some good prices in terms of Ethereum being below $3,000, kind of going back to its August highs. Then we have Solana again down to 140. Now it's not down to its all-time low that we had just a couple of days ago at 116, but still at a decent price here. And I'm actually surprised at how much Polkadot has held, because it hasn't usually held so well among Bitcoin capitulations. We've seen that before, especially here when Bitcoin really took a tumble. It kind of just sent Polkadot right down. But Polkadot is holding pretty strongly above our $40 mark, holds a lot of support up there. And I think this token is definitely going to be continuing on the uptrend, especially over the next couple of months, to go to our $50 Polkadot back to its all-time high, and then hopefully a lot higher by the end of the market cycle. But that's it for me. Hopefully this video kind of helped you navigate what's going on today in cryptocurrency, and obviously with the China ban and everything else. If you did like this content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. All right, everyone. Happy hodling.